JBN, we keep you informed. Bank robber shot dead by a firearm holder after robbery in St. Andrew. The police have identified a teenager who reportedly attempted to rob a female in the vicinity of the Standpipe community in St. Andrew on Saturday and ended up dead. He has been identified as 19-year-old Keshawn Reed of Gibraltar Lane, Kingston 8. Reports are that two men on a motorcycle, one armed with a gun and the other with a knife, attempted to rob a female in the vicinity of Standpipe when a licensed firearm holder intervened. He reportedly engaged the men, resulting in Reed being shot dead. The other alleged robber reportedly escaped. The Matilda's Corner police are investigating the incident. Two men shot dead, woman injured in corporate area. 3 persons were shot, 2 fatally, by gunmen in 2 separate incidents within the corporate area on Saturday. The deceased have been identified as 23-year-old David Green, a taxi operator of Mullines Road, St. Andrew, and 44-year-old Lyndon Bernard of 7 Miles in Bull Bay, St. Andrew. In the first incident, Bernard was shot by gunmen on Mountain View Avenue. Reports from the police are that about 7:25 a.m., residents heard explosions and went to investigate. They found Bernard suffering from gunshot wounds. The police were alerted, and Bernard was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Hours later, Green and a woman were shot along Red Hills Road, also in St. Andrew. Reports are that about 8:40 p.m., a group of persons was standing along the roadway when a car was driven up, from which men alighted and opened gunfire at bystanders. Green and the woman were hit and were taken to the hospital, where Green was pronounced dead while the woman was admitted in stable condition. Police investigators have since launched probes into both shooting incidents. Cake Soap, charged with fatal stabbing of a man in Christiana. The Manchester police have charged a man in connection to the stabbing death of another in Christiana in the parish on Christmas Day last year. The accused, 28-year-old Andre Price, otherwise called Cake Soap, of Craighead in Manchester, has been charged with the murder of 22-year-old Chevron Broomfield, otherwise called CK, of Colleyville, also in the parish. Reports are that sometime after 3 a.m., Broomfield was among a group of men when a dispute developed. During the altercation, Broomfield was allegedly stabbed by Price with a knife. The attacker then fled the scene. Broomfield was assisted to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Following a probe, Price was arrested and subsequently charged. A court date for him has not yet been confirmed. Motorists warned against pulling over to inspect damage to vehicles in lonely areas. With an apparent upsurge in reports of motor vehicles being intentionally damaged by thugs while in motion, the police are warning motorists not to stop and investigate, as they might be planning to rob you. Ainsworth Morris is one of several persons who have taken to social media to warn other motorists and to document his experience. Morris, who is a journalist, said that he was driving home after midnight last Tuesday when the incident happened. "You know where there is the new bus stop on Mandela Highway coming to Kingston? As I passed the bus stop and I was making that small curve going down, approaching the stoplight, I felt an impact on the car, which wasn't me hitting something, as I saw some police before and I slowed down, so I wasn't driving fast. I heard the hit on the car and I felt it, but it didn't feel like I hit something. I know how that feels with the car," he said. "I decided not to stop because I thought to myself, maybe someone was trying to rob me, which is the case, as they usually throw something on your car, and when you stop to inspect the vehicle, they come to you. I decided to stop after I went to Cayman's stoplight and inspected the vehicle, and I saw that the mirror was hit out and the side was dented." Morris said that it appeared that a rock was used to hit his vehicle, and this was confirmed when he visited the police station later that morning. "The police inspected the vehicle about 9 a.m. and we found a piece of the rock in the side where the damage is," said Morris. He is in talks with his insurance company to see what can be done, as he had just purchased the car last April. He would like to use the opportunity to advise motorists to be alert and to keep driving. "I was not frightened. I was very much alert, and I knew that I should not stop and that the area was dark. There's no light there. So I would tell people, don't stop. Drive to the nearest police station and let the police follow you back to the scene where it happened. I didn't stop because I knew what it could have been, said Morris. Another social media user on New Year's Day posted an image of a damaged window on Twitter and advised persons not to stop along Harbor Street in downtown Kingston, where someone had just thrown a stone in his window, but he was wise enough not to stop and instead go to the nearest police station. Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, said that persons should continue coming forward to report the incidents to the police. I always say to persons, the biggest thing is to report them. So report them, and from there we are able to do an analysis of it and are able to treat with it, Lindsay said. If you're driving on the road and it happens to you, don't stop in a lonely place. Once the car can move, you just need to drive to the nearest police station and report what happened. Somebody throws a stone in your vehicle and you don't see or can't see and it's dark. Don't bother to stop. Just drive to the nearest police station. This may be one of the cases where you just have to allow the insurance company to take care of the damage, but it's better than to stop in a lonely area and an isolated area. She added, we have gone as far as to say to persons that even if somebody bumped your vehicle, if you can get a look at the registration plate, don't stop in a lonely area. Just drive to the police station and report it. Thieves plague fish farm. Noel Wilson, a businessman who runs a fish farm in Hill Run, St. Catherine, is at his wit's end as thieves continue to make inroads into his investment by stealing his freshwater fish despite employing several security measures to keep the thugs out. Spread over 106 acres, Aqua Wilson Farm has 81-acre ponds stocked with tilapia, a very tasty and popular freshwater fish, which should make for a lucrative business. The problem for Wilson is that thieves are cutting into his profits, and despite investments in digital technology and good old-fashioned theft deterrents like dogs, the criminals still manage to stay ahead of the businessman. Business has been good for Wilson, who started with a 42-acre plot 20 years ago and has steadily expanded his acreage, as well as business operations during that time. Over the period, he and his wife have been able to send their 4 children, 2 girls, 2 boys, to high school and see them through university as well. If it's not for greed or larceny, you can't live, man. Marketing is not the issue, but the thief them bad, he lamented during an interview. Despite the use of drones, night goggles with infrared vision, and spending lots of time on the property, Wilson has never been able to catch even one criminal. The establishment of the Fellowship Hall police station in 2015, which was strategically positioned directly across from the Hill Run Agro Park in the area, has not benefited the fish farmer. However, he believes that crime fighters are hampered by the operational protocol under which they work, thereby thwarting their effectiveness. If your strategy for catching thieves is that you come with your bright lights flashing and siren blaring, it is not going to work, because that time the thief them just hide in the bush and watch them. Tell me something, you can't catch thieves, so? He questioned. The thieves operate with a tuck net which they cast into the pond, and over a period of half an hour they can steal as much as 150 pounds of fish worth $40,000. However, losses spike at Christmas or Easter, where there is an all-round increase in demand for fish. Only Thursday, the day before Good Friday, you can look for them, and we do everything. We set up drone, we set up everything to catch them. The truth is that you cannot get a security company to watch your farm. Who go and watch them? He asked. Operating the farm, and especially trying to keep a pace of the thieves, involves a lot of personal sacrifice for the farmer, who spends more time on the property than with his family. The problem is compounded by the unwillingness of insurance companies to offer coverage for inland fishing. There's so much risk in this business that the insurance company will insure banana, plantain, coffee, cane, poultry, goat, cow, but them not insuring fish because them can't see it, Wilson lamented. Mount Salem ZOSO still shooting and murder-free, says JCF. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting that there have been no shootings or murders in Mount Salem, St. James since it was declared a Zone of Special Operations ZOSO in September 2017. The police issued the clarification following the injury of a 15-year-old girl in the community on January 1. Abigail Mullins was standing among persons on the compound of the Emmanuel Chapel watching a firework display when she fell to the ground. It was later discovered that she was shot by a stray bullet, allegedly from an illegal gun salute during celebrations in the area. The police say the church falls outside of the designated boundaries of the ZOSO, and it therefore means that Mount Salem remains shooting and murder-free. They are asking anyone with information that can assist in their investigation to contact the Montego Bay CIB at 876-953-6191, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.